Welcome to another episode of Hood Ties. In this episode, we'll be discussing Lil Durk's Only the Family gang member, OTF Dede. We're diving deep into a story that shakes the foundation of the hip-hop community and raises questions about loyalty, betrayal, and the consequences of street life. At the center of this tale is one of the biggest figures in drill rap, Lil Durk, who recently found himself in a web of legal troubles that have stunned fans and critics alike. Arrested by federal agents and facing charges of murder for hire, Lil Durk's situation is a stark reminder of the often perilous intersection between fame and the streets. But the story doesn't end with Durk. We're going to shine a light on one of his closest associates, a man known as OTF Dede, or DSK, whose life is a testament to the complexities of loyalty and the harsh realities of street life. His real name is DeAndre Wilson, a name that resonates in the streets of Chicago, where he was born and raised. Growing up in a neighborhood rife with gang activity, Dede became a member of Tay-Town, a gang that had affiliations with well-known factions like Lamron, 600, O-Block, and THF 46. However, they also had their share of enemies, notably Shields, STL, EBT, MLB, Yarl City, and 051 Young Money. Lil Durk and Dede share a familial bond. They are cousins who have navigated the streets together since childhood, long before the spotlight of fame shone upon them. While Durk climbed the ladder to success, Dede remained entrenched in the streets, rapping on the side but always identifying as a gangster first. His reputation in the neighborhood was notorious, earning him the nickname The Threat. Durk often mentioned him in his tracks, showcasing their bond and Dede's feared status. But the streets have a way of testing loyalty and challenging reputations, and for Dede, that test came with dire consequences. Allegations of his involvement in multiple murders began to swirl, and it was clear that the life he had chosen was about to catch up with him. One of the most harrowing incidents tied to Dede occurred on November 3rd, 2012, when a member of Shields named Travis Henry was shot and killed in a brazen attack while sitting in a car with a friend. A blue van approached, a gunman hopped out, and chaos erupted. Travis was just 19 years old when he lost his life in that senseless act of violence. Fast forward 2 years, and the police had identified Dede as the alleged shooter. Witnesses pointed him out, leading to his arrest on November 5th, 2014. He faced serious charges, 1 count of first-degree murder and 1 count of attempted murder. But as many of us know, witness testimony can be unreliable, especially in a city like Chicago, where the streets can be unforgiving to those who speak out. In Dede's case, the evidence against him wasn't as strong as prosecutors had hoped. After languishing in jail for 5 years, he was granted a $90,000 bond in 2019, and his associates were quick to bail him out. But freedom can sometimes be a double-edged sword. Just as Dede was enjoying life outside of prison, he found himself in a horrifying situation. In a brutal act of revenge, his enemies set him up. Lured into a trap, Dede was ambushed, held at gunpoint, and subjected to a humiliating and degrading act that no one should ever have to endure. In a sickening display of power, they forced him to perform a vile act while recording everything for the world to see. This incident, marked by its brutality, is a reminder of the lengths to which individuals will go in the name of revenge and the psychological scars it can leave. It's a grim chapter in Dede's life, one that could break a lesser man. But somehow, he persevered. A few years later, in what felt like a turn of fate, his murder charges were dropped. But the cycle of violence was far from over. As the streets continued to swirl with tension, another incident would soon draw Dede back into the chaos. The tragic shooting of a rapper named Quando Rondo and the subsequent death of his associate Lil Pab sparked a wave of violence that would ensnare many, including Dede and Lil Durk. The aftermath of King Von's death in November 2020 left a void in the lives of those who knew him, driving them to seek vengeance. The streets are unforgiving. Once blood is spilled, the thirst for revenge often leads to a cycle that seems impossible to escape. The mission to retaliate against Quando Rondo began when Durk and his associates learned of Rondo's whereabouts in Los Angeles. With a plan in action, they recruited fellow gang members and set their sights on a violent confrontation. On August 19, 2022, they tracked Quando Rondo to a gas station where chaos erupted. Bullets flew, and while Quando escaped unharmed, tragedy struck when Lil Pab was shot and killed, leaving a community mourning yet again. The celebratory mood that followed this act of violence was short-lived, as evidence began to mount against Durk and his crew. The feds were hot on their trail, and the once glamorous image of OTF began to crumble under the weight of their own actions. Lil Durk, once a beacon of hope in drill rap, was now facing a reality that could lead to life behind bars. On October 2024, the situation escalated when federal prosecutors announced the arrest of 5 members of OTF, including Dede, for the murder of Lil Pab. The indictment revealed a chilling narrative. Dede allegedly played a significant role in orchestrating the murder on behalf of Lil Durk. Facing serious charges including first-degree murder, conspiracy, solicitation, and money laundering, Dede and Durk found themselves at the precipice of a devastating fall from grace. As we explore this tangled web of loyalty, betrayal, and street justice, it's crucial to understand the broader implications of this lifestyle. For young black men navigating similar environments, the allure of the streets can often overshadow the harsh realities that come with it. The choices made in the heat of the moment can lead to consequences that ripple through communities, families, and even entire lives. The narrative we share today isn't just about the rise and fall of a rapper. It's a reflection of the struggles faced by many in our communities. It's a cautionary tale that underscores the importance of making choices that lead to growth rather than destruction. As we conclude this episode, we encourage you to reflect on the stories shared here. The lives of individuals like Lil Durk and Dede serve as reminders of the thin line between success and downfall. The streets can be a treacherous place, and while the music might glorify certain aspects, the reality is often filled with pain and tragedy. We hope that this discussion resonates with you, our audience, inspiring conversations about choices, loyalty, and the path forward. As always, we invite you to share your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think about the choices made by these individuals? How can we support each other in making better decisions in our lives? Stay safe. Peace.